Hey everyone! So today is our first full day without our foster kiddos here, and I had every intention of filming yesterday, but nothing went right. The whole day was a mess. Had to get up early to take the older foster kiddo to a babysitter because we had therapy for our adopted son yesterday, and it was snowing. The roads were awful. They were very slippery. And because of that, the person who was picking up our the younger foster baby didn't make it here in time before I had to go to therapy. So luckily for me, my husband was sick yesterday, needed to go to the doctor, and he was able to stay with her until she was picked up. So I didn't really get the goodbye that I was hoping for and anticipating. I just kind of was running really late. For once, our adopted son slept in yesterday morning, and he never sleeps in. So when I got home, I had to get him up and get him dressed and quick get him something to eat before we left for therapy. And it was just a mad, chaotic rush in the morning. So I really got to snuggle with her for maybe a minute and, just give her kisses and say goodbye and walk out the door because we were running late. So it wasn't the goodbye that I wanted. I was a little teary on my way to therapy. I was feeling sad. I know she's going to a great place, and the people that she's going to are probably going to take great care of her. I don't have any concerns about that, but it's just that, we've loved her for the last 6 months, and now she's leaving type of situation, and kind of there's maybe a little bit of an emptiness. So all of that happened. Then after we had therapy all morning, and then I had a couple hours before I had to go pick up our other foster kiddo from the babysitter, only because I didn't want to interrupt his nap time and pick him up during nap time. So I came home. I worked on our adopted kiddo's bedroom. I took down what was left in there in terms of the crib and the toddler bed, and kind of just made his own space again. Brought a lot of his toys back out that have been stored away because there isn't any room for it. Yes, I have a Halloween spider ring on because our adopted son found it and insists that I wear it, and whenever I take it off, he gets a little mad at me. So I do have a Halloween spider ring. But anyway, I just kind of kept myself busy. Keeping myself busy kind of keeps my mind off the fact that they're leaving and they're gone. And then we picked up our foster kiddo from the babysitter. We went and got my stepson from school. And then after that, we took him and dropped him off at the home that he's going to be living in. And honestly, we have been dealing with some challenging behaviors the last 6 months with him. And so it's not that I don't miss him. I do miss him. He really had the potential to be a really great kiddo. Like I said, we were just dealing with some behavior issues, some aggressiveness. And so it's almost kind of like a relief that now we're going to have a break from that. like I had said before, the kids were supposed to go to respite today because we leave for vacation tomorrow. Um, so that was the plan. So I kind of still am feeling like, oh, they're just going to respite because this is what was supposed to happen. They just want a day early. I get an extra day to pack and clean the house before we go and make sure all the laundry's done and everything's done and situated. But so I don't think it has fully hit me yet that they're gone and they're not here. Also, I tend to keep myself extremely busy to avoid dealing with my emotions sometimes. I have a history of doing that. I can get really sad in the moment that they're leaving or they're going. And then I do everything I can to keep myself busy. And I know that's what I did yesterday, after the baby left and after we were done with therapy. I rearranged our adopted kiddo's bedroom. I cleaned up the toys and brought toys upstairs and did all of that. I completely rearranged all of the furniture in our living room, and I don't do that very often. I made lists of all the things that I need to pack. I have a huge tote of clothing and shoes and stuff that I am selling online, because they're things that the boys have outgrown, shoes that the boys have outgrown but have hardly worn, clothes from our foster kiddos that they have outgrown and were since replaced with bigger sizes. I do not send any of the smaller size stuff that don't fit the kids anymore. I send everything they have in their wardrobe that currently fits them now. And that's what I send with them. So I have clothes, having a baby who was 3 months when she came, 9 months when she left. That's a lot of clothes she has outgrown. She went through 2, almost 3 sizes while she was here. She grew so fast. And so I went through all those clothes that have just been sitting in a box, and I listed them all for sale last night. And so it's also Wednesday night was church night, and so we had dinner and getting to church, and by the time we get home it's bath time and bedtime for our adopted kiddo. And so I just really kept myself busy yesterday. Today I'm still feeling okay, but like I said, I think it's just because the kids would have been going today to respite care. So it's not really that much different for me. Also, like I said, towards the end of this transition, we had some really tough behaviors that we were dealing with and a lot of aggression. And so it's almost kind of like a little bit of a break. I don't want to come across as a heartless person. I really am going to miss both of the kids. I really am happy that they both are going someplace with people that they are comfortable with, people that they know now. The little boy is going with a family member who he loves and adores, and so I think from that standpoint he will be fine. We explained a couple times, like, oh, you're gonna go to so-and-so's house and that's where you're gonna live, but I don't think that he really understood what we were talking about, and he has gone there so often throughout the whole process of him being here that I don't think to him he realizes, like, oh, I'm staying there, I'm not coming back. Maybe once he got there and saw that all of his stuff was there, maybe then he'll realize that. I'm not entirely sure. So we have all of that going on. We're getting ready for vacation. We're leaving tomorrow. Our stepson still does not know that we are going on a big vacation tomorrow. He thinks we're just going to a family's house. He does not realize that we are going to be getting on an airplane Saturday morning and flying away from the snow to someplace warm. There's just so much going on that I haven't had a lot of time to think and process about the kids leaving. Also, I am babysitting for a baby today. So there's that keeping me busy all day long. It's just a lot. Where do we go from here? Basically, we're just going to enjoy our time with our boys, and we'll wait and see what happens. After this placement left, we have kind of, I think, changed kind of our parameters of what we're willing to work with the department in terms of a foster kiddo. I do not think that while we live in this home, we will take another sibling set. It became very clear that we just do not have the space to have our 2 boys here and then having 2 additional children here full time. We just don't have the space for it. So we probably are going to stick to just 1 child while we're here in this home. It is possible we are looking at maybe moving in the not too distant future. So it is possible that we might talk about, once we move and get settled in our new home, that maybe we will consider accepting 2 children. However, that might also be something that we kind of put on the back burner as far as taking more than 1 kiddo until our adopted son gets a little bit older. I kind of do okay with the chaos of having a lot of kids under the age of 5 or having 3 kids 3 and under, because I've worked in daycare, preschool, with kids pretty much my whole life. But for my husband, it was very overwhelming for him. He had a hard time managing out the needs of all of the kids, and when they all need something at the same time, he just got really stressed. And the constant of the go, go, go all day long at work, and then coming home and it's still go, go, go all the time because the kids are so little and they're not that self-sufficient. I mean, a 3-year-old can do some things and be somewhat self-sufficient, but they still rely on you as a parent for a lot of things. And so I think while our adopted kiddo is young still and relying on us a lot for meeting his daily needs, we will only be taking 1 kiddo. We also learned through this placement that our adopted son really struggles having kiddos here full time who are his age. Part of that is because our foster kiddo had a complete and total opposite personality than our adopted son. But our adopted son is very quiet. He's very laid back. He is very content to just sit and play with 1 toy for an hour. He is very passive aggressive. He has no aggressive tendencies at all. And the foster kiddo we just had was just the opposite. He was very active. He was very loud. He was very outspoken. He wasn't afraid to take a toy away. He wasn't afraid to push if someone took his toy away. He was very vocal. And our adopted son really kind of struggled with that. And so we're also thinking about only taking little ones right now, or maybe taking ones that are a little closer to my adopted son's age, or our stepson's age, more in like the 6-year-old range. Again, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We haven't officially changed anything with the county in terms of what we're willing to accept. I think probably what we're going to do is we're just going to take this time, enjoy our vacation, and when we come back from vacation, really kind of just talk about what is going to continue working for our family. But going forward, we will just wait for the next call, I think, and kind of take it a case-by-case scenario. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think for our family, infants are probably just where we are at the point in our life right now. However, that's not always the case. That's not always what they need care for. So we're just going to see what happens the next time we get a phone call. I anticipate when we get back from vacation, we'll probably start doing respite again. We don't really have a lot of respite providers in our area. So we get phone calls for respite a lot when we don't have placements. And technically we don't have a placement anymore. So that will probably be happening as well. But for now, we are just going to go on vacation and enjoy our time together as our family of 4, plus my mom, who is also coming on vacation with us. And we're going to regroup and everything when we come back. I hope you guys all have a great day. Like always, if there's anything you want me to touch on, let me know. We are also going to get back into the full swing of homeschool with our adopted kiddo when we get back from vacation. That kind of has gotten pushed to the wayside the last couple weeks. So we're going to get back into the full swing of that. And so I might do a couple videos about what we do homeschool wise with our preschooler and activities that he loves to do and all of those kinds of things. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Bye.